everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people!
Tonight's episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by Mike Silkowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. He's not just sponsoring this chapter 3 of People Helping People, he's building partnerships, and he doesn't succeed unless you do. If you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311. This episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by T-Town Boxing, Tucson's home for boxing, kickboxing, and recovery classes for all ages. From kids to adults, beginners to experienced fighters, T-Town Boxing offers a space to grow, train, and challenge yourself. So if you're ready to push your limits and join an amazing community, reach out to T-Town Boxing on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Again, that's instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. This episode is sponsored by the Diabetes Network of Arizona, a community built by people living with type 1 diabetes for people living with type 1 diabetes. They host Arizona's only family camp for type 1 diabetics, giving kids and family a place to connect, learn, and feel understood. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arizona, helping local families get the care and supplies that they need. No one should ever face diabetes alone, and with your help, they don't have to. You can make a difference today by clicking the donation link in the description. The Diabetes Network of Arizona, building a stronger, healthier Arizona together. Let's get back into the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Feels good. Man, what a beautiful day it is. I'm hoping everybody is having an incredible Monday, incredible start to their week. And we are here just doing everything that we can to expand here at People Helping People. But before we get into the weeds of all of that, if it's your first time joining us, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. And this is a live show. So, if you want to be involved in a podcast, this is your opportunity. If you have questions for me, if you have feedback, if you have comments, just leave it in the comment box below. We'll be sure to get to you during the show here. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. And thank you to everybody that's coming back to join us. We appreciate you guys for being a part of the community, being a part of everything that we're building here, and being people helping people. This one's for you. I feel like those claps are quiet today. There we go. Let's kick them up a notch. Man, so yeah, this is going to be a solo show. I purposefully did not book anybody for today because we have such a stacked schedule coming. I have such incredible guests for you guys around the corner, and I'm in awe of the guests, not only that we've had prior, but the guests that are coming in the future. And everything that we're doing here at People Helping People has just been, it's just been so overwhelming. So I'm super grateful for everybody being here. Let's shout out some people. We got Rich Legend in the house. Welcome in, Rich. We see you out there. And Rich, during this show here, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the motorcycle ride that we're going to be putting on to help support kids with type 1 diabetes go to camp. So, like I said, we have a bunch to discuss today, and I think that this is going to be more of a vulnerable episode. Vulnerable. I'm going to just hit every syllable of that word. And just talking about some of the things that I've learned along the way, not disclosing too much information too early before things come to fruition. I have some examples of that, getting excited about stuff before it's here and tangible. But I think that that's a part of this learning curve, right? So I think that these topics are going to be interesting. We're going to do some reminiscing, and we're going to talk about the future as well. But again, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world that, I feel like there's so much divisiveness right now. And I touched on this briefly with Jake Wilson, the owner of T-Town. Shout out to Jake. We went down to T-Town Boxing and actually sat there at T-Town and had a live podcast from T-Town. And we were just talking about how people really just need to come together right now. And if everybody just did a little something to help their neighbor, to help the people in need, to lend a hand whenever possible, I feel like there could really be an incredible ripple effect of the things that we as a society can do to come together and help one another. And one of those things is right now, being that the government is shut down, I'm not sure if people's SNAP benefits, their food stamp benefits, are still not coming through to them, if they're still on hold, or if people are getting their SNAP benefits now. But a lot of businesses in the area are accepting donations of non-perishable foods. So I think that that's important to start there. One of the places is T-Town Boxing. So if you guys are in the Tucson area and you have non-perishable goods that can go to a family in need, because the scary thing is, to stop SNAP benefits can be life and death for a family. I just imagine these single parents or parents that have X amount of children and may not be in the best positions in life to be able to give their family the things that they need in order to survive, and having something so detrimental like their food be stripped from them. So let's see if we can pull up where exactly. I think I put it in my notes here. Let me double check. But on the show with Jake and I think he put it on his Instagram. On the show that we had, we dove into that. So I wanted to reiterate. You know what? Yeah, let me just reiterate. Listen, if you're an individual who has the means to give some non-perishable foods to a family that's in need right now, just look online. Either if you're not in Tucson, look online and see who's accepting donations. Because there's a lot of people that are struggling. There's a lot of people that are in need, and we all can do our part. So find a place where you can donate and go donate some food. Doesn't have to be much. It could just be as little as a couple cans. And that could be the matter of life and death for a family. So let's take care of our neighbors. Let's push forward together as a unit, as a team, as people helping people, and do our part. So thank you to Jake Wilson. Shout out, because they're there doing a drive right now, a food drive. But I think it's very important that we unite. It's time to come together. It's time to help out our neighbors and be a part of our own communities and even beyond. So, let's dive a little bit into some of the hard lessons. Some of the hard lessons that I have learned as a podcast host who is doing a live show. Is very interesting to not only look back and see where we've come from, but where we have developed and all of the mistakes that we've made along the way to get to where we're at. And I say mistakes in the simple fact that when I'm having these discussions with you guys and I'm getting giddy, right? I'm getting excited. I'm so stoked about the things that are in the background. And I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. That's the truth. And I learned that the hard way, I believe. We were going to have an event on October 31st. I dove into that. I was so excited because this was back when we did our 30 live shows in 30 days. We're putting all these things together. There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm just getting excited. We have momentum. There's this feeling of the snowball effect. There's traction being had. There's individuals like you guys joining our community. Oh, and by the way, Rich hasn't called me out on this yet. Go ahead and hit the like button for us if you could. If you're not watching on YouTube, switch over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to watch us. And if you don't want to miss an upload, hit the little notification bell. It doesn't cost anything, and it does help us out. So, Rich, that one's for you. But in any event, you guys, when we started this, I was getting excited about I was getting excited about a lot of the things that were happening in the background, right? And popping on and just couldn't wait to share. Couldn't wait to tell you guys all about it. And things started slipping through the cracks. Just because that's how business goes sometimes. Either one person can't make something happen, or there's a problem with the scheduling at the event space, whatever it may be. Not, Rich says, dag nabbit, you beat me to it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know. I appreciate you, Rich, because I think of you anytime I see you there. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I need to let the people know to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. But to go ahead and realize that if I'm going to have this platform with my community here, and we're going to be having this very open discussion about so many different things, I feel as though I've let you guys into a lot of my personal life. There are times to hold my cards, especially when things are in the works. Now, when those things come to fruition and they're on my table and the stamp has been stamped, right? The seal is approved, or it has the seal of approval, then we can discuss. Then we can talk about it. Because a lot of these things, they take work in the background, right? A lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of pieces of these puzzles need to come together before I can present them to you and do that in confidence. So that was a big lesson learned. Alexander, keep your damn mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut until things are for certain. So I don't want to be here spewing things to you guys that aren't going to come to fruition. Okay? So that's something that I've learned. Who else? We got a bunch of people in the chat right now. Thank you guys for joining us. Kayla Coffee Studios in the house. I love you, baby. She's at work right now. Yeah, she's on the grind. Hey, you know what? As we're talking about that, it's so crazy. Kayla is such a talented artist, and she has such unique art. And I think one of the main struggles of artists is like this idea of a time frame, right? And getting down on yourself for not hitting those goals of a time frame and an idea of where you should be at some point in time. But she's working a full-time job, well, almost full-time job. And gosh, I just really want to get her out of that job, because I feel as though everybody that's going out to eat now, nobody's tipping 20% anymore, which is mind-boggling to me. How can you go out to eat if you cannot afford 20%? Because you're paying, like, the people that are at these restaurants most of the time get paid less than, minimum wage. And I understand there's some outliers, right? There are families that really cannot afford that. But to go out and eat and sit there for an hour or two and then be tipping, $5 on a $150 ticket when they are getting good service and their food is so disgruntling. And I know, like I said, I want to help Kayla to get out of that position, to not have to be surrounded by people that don't show appreciation like they should. So if you're going to go out to eat, and yes, I'm talking to whomever, make sure you can afford your 20%. Honestly, I think that it's the least that we can do. And knowing Kayla and how freaking sweet she is, and she's been there where she's working for almost 8 years now. She knows what she's doing and she's good at her job. So for her to be getting consistently less than 20%, and I guess that's everybody that's working there, it's across the board. It's a very common thing. It just is, it's disheartening. And I just want her to be able to put her art out there and make an actual living with her art. So we've been working really hard at that. If you're not following Kayla Coffee Studios, this is all for me to say, go show her some love. She's got KaylaCoffeeStudios.com is her website. And she's got some prints on there. And I just want to support her in every way that I can because she deserves better. And I see her get beat up at work for no reason. And she's such a sweetie. Like, she doesn't deserve it. So, yeah, if you're going to go out to eat, make sure you got 20% at least over your tab. I think that that's important. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. She's just saying that she loves me while she's at work right now. So I want to talk about that. I want to lay that down. Your boy B in the house. Welcome in, brother. Little solo episode for you guys. Rich says, does that mean I'm an influencer now? I'll give you a laugh track for that one. Oh, man. Man, that was a long laugh track, wasn't it? All right. I was just reading some of these comments here. It looks like everybody's just saying hello to one another. But anyways, if you're going to go out to eat, tip your 20%, and if you can't afford that, then don't go out to eat. That's all. Just advocating for that. But before we got off on that tangent, we were just talking about things coming to fruition, things happening in the background, and having those conversations with you guys once they are here, signed, dotted, dated, the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, right? So just my point is, moving forward with People Helping People, I will not be discussing anything until it's here. And the things that we have discussed that didn't come to fruition, it's okay. Like I said, that's all a part of this learning process of how much to divulge and when to keep my cards close. So yeah, I think that that's important to talk about. But let's switch gears a little bit because we have something that's incredible coming up, and I feel like I can talk about this, right? We have an event starting March 14th. I am very excited. As you guys know, a sponsor of this show, the Diabetes Network of Arizona, the owner, Tara, she is becoming a very close friend of mine. She's incredible. And we are going to be putting on a motorcycle. Well, I shouldn't say we, I should say Rich is putting on a motorcycle ride here in Tucson, Arizona. And that is going to be our last hurrah to help raise money to help kids go to a diabetic camp. So I'm very, very excited about that. And the date is March 14th. We will start promoting that more come chapter 4. That's going to be Q1 of next year. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think it's important to discuss that Tara, the owner of the Diabetes Network of Arizona, is going to be one of our guests on the show. Let me pull up my schedule here real quick. And if you guys want to realize what People Helping People is all about, the show with Tara is going to be the epitome of that. So I'm very excited to welcome her to the show and have a great sit-down conversation. That's a week from today, the 17th. Tara will be on. Gosh, we have an incredible guest on the 12th. That is Wednesday. We have another incredible guest who is also a podcast host. He recently just had Terrence Howard on his show. So it'll be very interesting to talk to him about podcasting for one, right? And also talk to him about his book and some other things. We have some guests from reality TV shows coming on here. Gosh, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just overwhelmed with how incredible People Helping People is and what it's becoming, and the scale of the people that we have not only had on, but we're having on in the future. And so we have some incredible stuff coming for you guys. Teresa Smith, 32, over there on Kick says, "What's up? What's up?" What's happening, Teresa? Says, "At People Helping People, yo, what's happening? Welcome in. Good to see you." We're just doing a little recap today. We're doing a recap and we're talking about the future. We're talking about some of the mistakes that I've made along the way and how we're learning. We're human beings that are trying something new. We're learning and we're evolving. And this is all about leveling up, you know, and I think that we are leveling up at an incredible rate right now. And sometimes it feels overwhelming with all of the things that are happening in the background. That I say all of this to let you guys know that there's so much happening right now. And I cannot divulge a lot of it, but we are very, very excited with the progression and the building blocks of People Helping People and how things are coming into place. So we will have some incredible announcements for you guys here soon. Okay, let's see. Yes. So I have been telling you that this chapter is called Helping Hands. The whole purpose of this chapter was to get involved in the community. The whole purpose of this chapter was to show anybody who's local or from out of town, wherever you may be, how you can get involved in the community and give you guys outlets to do so. I have been banging my head against the wall because I cannot get a hold of, and we've discussed this before. Rich is probably like, I already gave you some advice on that. And you're right, Rich, you did, and I appreciate it. But it doesn't change the fact that I have been beating my head against a wall trying to get in touch with a nonprofit that not only will let us volunteer, but let us film. Because I want to showcase to you guys these places that you can go within your community to help. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally landed our first nonprofit, and we are going to be going there on November 18th. Come on. We did it. So I'm really excited. It is with the Tucson, or it's called the Tucson Family Food Project. The owner, Steven, reached out to me. And he's such a good guy. He is such a good guy. And he gave me the green light. He said, "Listen, these are the dates that you can come volunteer. And we're going to go ahead and set somebody up with you that you can interview as well." So I'm like, "Are you okay with us showing the inner workings, like what it feels like to volunteer? Show the people that you're serving how you guys go about helping these people. Show behind the curtains. Are you okay with that?" And he was like, "Yeah, for sure. Please, come on." So huge shout out to Steven and huge shout out to the Tucson Family Food Project. People Helping People is coming to you on the 18th, which is a Tuesday. So we'll be filming that day. And then on Wednesday, the 19th, we'll have another solo episode and we'll show you guys the footage. They do such incredible work for the community, especially right now that the SNAP benefits have been revoked. These guys help to feed children, and how they do this is within the school systems. They bring bags of delicious food, non-cooked food, with a slip that is a recipe inside of the bag. If the kids don't have cooking supplies, they give them the cooking supplies that they need. So the kids take home this uncooked bag of food with a recipe inside. They take it home and they cook for their families or with their families. So not only does it give them a meal, but it gives them a full breakdown on how to, hold on. It gives them a full breakdown on how to cook the meals with their families. Oh, so good. And their goal right now, I think they're doing 200, and we'll find out more on the 18th, but last that Stephen and I spoke, they were doing 250 meals a week. And their goal is to get up to 1,000 meals a week and have a centralized garden where these kids can go learn how to grow their own organic foods. Go straight from picking the foods to grabbing the recipes and taking these things home to cook for their families. Come on. So I'm so excited to showcase those guys to you, the Tucson Family Food Project. Thank you so much for letting myself and Kayla come volunteer, and we really look forward to getting to know the owner. We really look forward to getting to know your guys' operations and lending a hand. I want to lend my community, lend you guys to them. So if you guys want to get involved, here's your first outlet. We have done it. Feels good. Feels good. Amanda Cardenas. Jeez Louise. Amanda, I don't think you realize you have been the topic of discussion since the end of chapter 2. I just had a radio interview not too long ago, and pretty much all we discussed was the Diabetes Network of Arizona, Tara, and yourself. So thank you. First of all, I haven't even read your comment yet, but thank you for being the advocate that you are and stepping onto the show and giving more people outlets to get involved and help. I'm beside myself with the amount of things that we've been able to do based on your generosity of information and your network of individuals. So this one's for you, Amanda. Come on. She says, Alexander, just popping in to say hi and send all the Diabetic love to you and your growing community of viewers. Oh, come on. She's so good. We appreciate you, Amanda. But yeah, we've been out here advocating because of you. So, hats off to you, all the flowers to you. We appreciate you. Teresa Smith, 32, says, you're doing a good thing. Thank you very much, Teresa. We appreciate you. So yeah, I just got an email that maybe we're offline right now. Are we still online, you guys? Go ahead and let me know. I know there's about a 30-second delay, so I'm going to continue. But yeah, you guys, very, very excited. So many incredible things that are happening. Let's see. Yes, so we are volunteering. I covered that. Now, that brings me to my next point. Again, if you guys know of any nonprofits here in the Tucson area, I'm willing to travel. So even if it's outside of Tucson, that are willing to let us showcase what they do and possibly get an interview as well, show behind the curtains in their operations, so that I can give you guys more outlets to go get involved. Because maybe the Tucson Family Food Project isn't something that really calls to you. Or maybe the volunteering aspect of that doesn't look like that much fun. I'm not sure, but I want to at least give you guys multiple avenues to be able to get involved in your community. So maybe somebody's got a music program and you're like, oh, wouldn't that be something to go volunteer and help kids with music? Or an educational program of some sort, maybe sports-based, maybe speaking engagements. I don't know. So anyways, just DM me if you have any places like that in mind. And let me go ahead and here we go. I'm going to put the banner down here. So you guys know where my Instagram is at, right? DM me if you know of anybody. Amanda Cardena says you're on. Great. Rick says, I see you just fine. Perfect. Your boy B is still here. Yeehaw. My brother. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for that feedback. So yeah, if you guys know of any nonprofits, let your boy know. We're willing to spend our time to bring you guys value and to help the community further in any which way that we can. That's what that boils down to. Let's see. Yeah, so we talked about our future guests, which is incredible. We have somebody that starred on Love is Blind that's coming on. We have, which will be so interesting to just like hear the intricate details of how that show is set up, how much is real, how provoked they are to say certain things. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I don't have an exact date for that one yet. But yeah. And then we have somebody coming on December 3rd, I believe. His name is Bo. He's written a book and summited 7 different mountains across the world, including Everest. So really, and he summited Everest in order to raise money to help blind people see. Very interesting individual. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation too. Yeah, and I, again, as I mentioned the last show, have been inundated with messages from people trying to get on the show. I am so stinking grateful, and I'm starting to realize how and what I need help with, you know. So I will be looking for somebody to help on the social media side of things for both Kayla and myself to respond to messages. Because I responded to 81 people on Sunday, and it's not viable. Let's just put it that way. It's not sustainable to be either accepting or turning down or having phone calls with 81 different people to see and make sure and curate the best show for you guys. And you know what's really interesting about of those 81 people, I'd say 90% of them were life coaches of some sort. I don't want the show to be all life coaches, right? I want to sprinkle in different walks of life. I want to curate the best, well-rounded show for you guys as I can. So I will not be having Monday, Wednesday, Friday, life coach. I do want life coaches on this show. I think that is a very important skill and talent to have. But again, I have a duty, and my duty is to bring you guys a good show, right? So I'm trying to make sure that this is curated properly. So if anybody's watching and you have reached out to be a guest on the show, I do apologize if I haven't got back to you yet. Again, lots of messages, and I am overwhelmed with gratitude for anybody thinking that they want to be a part of people helping people. Let's get that straight. But I am one guy. We're taking on the jellies, all right? Just me. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, gosh. Oh, let's talk about the 501c3. Let's talk about that. So we took over Cars for Tucson. I want to give you guys a quick little brief overview if you have missed, some of this, the inner workings of how this is working out. We took over a 501c3. Pause. Originally, that 501c3 was called Cars for Tucson. And so we not only took over Cars for Tucson, but we rebranded it because I wanted it to be an all-encompassing umbrella. So we rebranded it to Driven to Give. Now, If you guys remember, we had Lydia on the show. She's so incredible. She is one of these incredible connectors of individuals, of networks, of good people to good people. So her and I aligned on so many different things. Not only that, but she has a radio show. And so I went on her radio show after she came on to my podcast, and we talked ad nauseum about the Diabetes Network of Arizona, about people helping people's goals and missions, about you guys being here, riding with us, like really building something incredible. And so she is what they call a fiscal sponsor of Driven to Give, which gives Driven to Give an official 501c3 status, which means if an individual, a corporation, or business wants to donate to Driven to Give, that can be a tax write-off. So there's a lot of tax implications with the 501c3 that is beneficial for people helping people as a whole. There's a lot of reasons why it is beneficial for people that are donating because they can write it off. So that is really incredible. Now, we are just waiting on the banks to come through for us to be able to open up that account, which will allow us to have a landing page, to have donations made to Driven to Give. So all of that stuff is in the works. And I can confidently tell you that it is in the works, right? Because we discussed before how we don't want to divulge information too early. But all of that is in the works. Very exciting, but definitely taking longer than we anticipated. But that's business. That's what it is. This is how these things work out. So if you think something is going to happen by a deadline, just reevaluate your mindset. So yeah, very excited about that. Once we get the landing page for Driven to Give, then I have to put on the hat of figuring out how we're going to raise this money to hand the family the keys to a car in December. It's coming up. It's coming up fast. And we raised over $3,800 in just over 15 days of last chapter. So I believe that we can make that happen before Christmas for a family. But I got to wait for these things in the back end to happen before I can really go ahead and push forward on starting to raise money for this. To make it beneficial for people if they want to utilize, the tax credits and things. So that's what's happening. Let's see. Rich says, how's your Crohn's going? Did you get it taken care of? Looks like you're feeling better. You know what, Rich? That's a great question, and thank you for asking. The Crohn's is, we're still fighting. We're still fighting. That simply put. Still not 100%, but I don't feel like I'm having a really bad flare anymore. So now it's manageable. Not quite as much pain 24/7. I would say I'm like 60-40 in the day, right? So we're getting better. Thank you so much for asking, Rich. And it all just boils down to diet. Oh, and this is one other thing I was going to talk about. So I'm glad you brought that up, Rich. There's a lot of people that are hurting right now. Excuse me. It feels like once a week for the past 3 or 4 weeks, I've got some news of some family member or somebody close to one of my family members either being diagnosed with something, being extremely ill, or having some sort of health complications. I just want to say and this is not a fix-all for anybody by any means, but how powerful not only the mindset, but the food in which you put inside of your body can be. If you start to tell yourself that you are dying, or that you are degrading, or that you are getting old, or that you are falling apart, those words are truth. You're exactly right. No matter what you say will be exactly right. Now, I'm not saying that there's a fix-all. I'm not saying that you can say that these things aren't anymore. I can't just say I don't have type 1 diabetes and have it be fixed. But what I can say is that this type 1 diabetes is a superpower, and I get to micro-analyze every single piece of food that goes into my body, and I get to feel these highs and lows based on how I take care of myself. So altering your mindset is a big portion of your healing journey. I just hope that I hope everybody keeps a positive outlook on their loved ones being in situations that sometimes us feeling helpless is the only feeling that we can have. But I just know that with good diet, good mindset, and controlling the controllables, there's a way for you to at least accelerate the healing process. Our loved one, Jeff Vanderveer, he has been a regular on this show so many times. And man, does he share some wisdom. And man, does he share some love. He is not only my uncle, but he is a people helping people mascot, really. He is the epitome of that. His girlfriend she has bone cancer and is undergoing a lot of different therapies to try and heal her. So if anybody wants to donate or help, Jeffrey Vanderveer on Facebook, I'm sure that he has, I don't have any links for you. Vanderveer, I'm putting it in the comments here. Let's see. There we go. I'll put it on the screen. Jeffrey Vanderveer on Facebook. The information will be there if you want to donate or help him and his family get through these tough times. So I think that that's all I want to talk about. Let's see. Thank you for the laughter, Rich. I just called you Rick. Thanks for the laughter, Rich. He says, how many people are looking at the green lights behind AJ and remembering the game Centipede? You know what? That's a good call. That is a good call. They do look like that, don't they? They really do. And laughter is the best medicine, man. Come on now. Come on. We'll give that some laughter and a round of applause. For sure. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Rich. But in any event, you guys, there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. I just wanted to pop on here real quick and talk about some of the main topics of discussion. And thank you all for being a part of People Helping People. Don't forget, donate to the people that are in need if you can. Non-perishables, just go deliver them somewhere. Maybe send me some kind of message that, show the bag that you're donating and we'll feature you on the show or something like that, right? So in any event, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me on this incredible episode of People Helping People. And as you guys know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I look forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. And thank y'all for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.